Hello everyone. Welcome back to Old Charles the channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, their hidden history, and their collector's value. In today's video, we'll take a deep dive into the United States 5-cent coin from the year 1983 ***, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. We'll explore its history, design, mint marks, condition grades, and real market value, whether it's circulated or uncirculated, so make sure you stay till the end, because this small nickel might surprise you with its story. The Jefferson Nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It was designed to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, BY 1983. This design had already been in production for 45 years. The coin was struck at two main mints, the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, with a D mint mark. Now, 1983 was an interesting year for U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint had just recovered from a coin shortage that occurred in the late 1970s and early 1980s. As a result, millions of these nickels were produced for everyday use, meaning they were not rare in circulation. But some high-quality examples are very collectible today. The obverse or front side of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. Just below Jefferson's chin, you'll find the word Liberty and the year 1983 on the reverse or back side. There's an image of Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, with the Latin phrase E pluribus unum above it, and the denomination 5 cents and United States of America below. There are known full steps, FS, varieties, coins where the steps on the Monticello building are perfectly visible. These full steps nickels are much rarer and can be worth $200, $500, or more. In gem condition, some 1983 nickels also have minting errors which can make them more valuable. Watch out for double die errors, doubled lettering, or numbers that off-center strikes coin image not properly aligned. Clip planchet, a small piece of the coin missing from the edge. These types of mint errors can raise the value from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and visibility. Even though the 1983 Jefferson Nickel *** is not a rare coin, it remains an important piece of American history. It tells a story of a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins to support a growing economy. For coin collectors, it's a great starter coin, especially if you can find a clean, uncirculated one or a full steps variety. So next time you check your loose change or an old coin jar, take a close look. You might have a hidden treasure sitting right in your hands. Let's go back in time. The year is 1983 ***, and the United States is recovering from an economic slowdown that hit in the early 1980s. The government is focused on rebuilding the economy, creating jobs, and maintaining strong circulation of money, and coins play an important part in that system. Now, the 5-cent coin, known as the Jefferson Nickel, had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades. It was first introduced in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel, which had been in use since 1913. The U.S. Mint wanted a new design, one that represented the ideals of liberty, progress, and democracy. So, in 1938, a design competition was held, and a German-born American sculptor named Felix Schlag won the contest. His design featured Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the front side, and Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, on the back. Fast forward to the 1980s, the Jefferson Nickel had become a familiar coin in every American pocket. In 1983, the coin continued to carry Schlag's timeless design, but behind that small piece of metal was a story of change, technology, and stability. In the early 1980s, the United States faced high inflation, and the price of metal was increasing. This affected coin production, but the Jefferson Nickel remained stable because of its copper-nickel composition, which proved durable and affordable. The Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint were the two main producers that year. Together, they struck over 1.1 billion nickels, ensuring that coins were plentiful for daily transactions across America. The year 1983 came right after a period when the U.S. Mint had stopped producing mint sets for collectors in 1982. So, for 1983, no official mint sets were issued, meaning that finding a high-quality, uncirculated 1983 nickel became difficult for collectors later on. That's one reason why high-grade 1983 Jefferson nickels, especially those with full steps on Monticello, are more valuable today than you might expect. Even though coin designs often change with time, the Jefferson nickel *** design from 1938 stayed almost untouched for decades. People grew up recognizing Jefferson's calm, wise face and the clean architecture of Monticello. The simplicity and balance of Felix Schlag's design made the coin easy to mint and instantly recognizable. And that's one of the reasons why it lasted until 2003, before finally being redesigned in 2004. The 1983 Jefferson nickel stands as part of that long-running tradition, a time capsule of the original design that represented both American history and artistry. The coin itself carried meaning beyond its value. Jefferson represented knowledge, freedom, and progress, while Monticello symbolized architecture, science, and American innovation. Even though the coin was worth only 5 cents, it stood as a reminder of the democratic ideals and leadership that helped shape the United States during the 1980s. While technology and culture were rapidly evolving, from early computers to pop music, the Jefferson nickel remained one of the few things that looked exactly the same as it had in the 1940s. Today, when you hold a 1983 Jefferson nickel, you're holding more than just a coin. You're holding a piece of American history, a design that survived wars, recessions, and decades of transformation. It reminds us how coins connect the past to the present, how a simple 5-cent piece can carry 200 years of American spirit in your hand. Even if the 1983 nickel isn't rare in circulation, it's historically priceless for collectors who appreciate what it represents. And that's the story of the 1983 Jefferson nickel, a coin that stood the test of time, carrying the face of a founding father and the dreams of a nation through the years. Stay tuned, because next we'll talk about its condition, grading, and market value, and how you can identify if your 1983 nickel might be worth far more than just 5 cents now that we know the fascinating history of the 1983 Jefferson nickel. Let's talk about something every collector cares about, the condition of the coin, because when it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Two coins of the same year can have completely different values, one worth only face value and another worth hundreds of dollars, all because of the condition it's in. If you have a 1983 Jefferson nickel and want to check its condition at home, here's a simple way. 1. Look at Jefferson's cheek and hair. If they're flat and smooth, it's circulated. If they're sharp, it's likely uncirculated. 2. Check the shine. Original luster means it hasn't been handled much. 3. Examine the steps on Monticello. The clearer they are, the higher the grade. 4. Check for scratches or spots. Fewer marks mean higher quality. You can also use a magnifying glass or LED coin light to inspect details closely. Condition doesn't just influence beauty, it determines market price. A heavily circulated 1983 nickel might